out here in Venice. What's your name?
Jay.
Jay. How long have you been out here?
Most likely 10 plus years.
What's the toughest thing about being homeless out here?
Well, I would say the uncertainty to where it's not like a place where you're leasing or you own a home. So you step out during the day, you're not guaranteed to come back and find the area where you reside in the mannerism, the way that you left it. So it's just the uncertainty of where you're going to be laying your head in the evening.
And you said you've been out here basically 10 years?
Yes, sir.
In Venice?
Yes.
And what was life like before that?
It was a totally different world. I had to readjust myself to the fact of, the status of where I was, and had to learn how to navigate it. It's like landing on a different planet. Someone would say, "Hey, do you get GR or whatever?" And I'm like, "What is GR? How do you obtain it? And where do you obtain it?" It was a totally different world for me, and I had to learn to navigate it swiftly. But that's why I have stayed in Venice, and that's why I actually, because I wasn't even planning on stopping in this particular area, but they had so many resources in this city or nearby Santa Monica or other beach cities that it would have been ridiculous to continue on to another area.
Do you have family here in Los Angeles?
I couldn't tell you for sure. I don't know for sure if there is any family remaining in the area.
So you pretty much just on your own?
Yes.
How'd you pick this spot to stay?
Well, I like the fact that I have the wall to my back, and I have a corner area to where I can actually, watch my perimeters in my front and feel comfortable and don't have to be caught in the middle of, the everyday hustle of everyone else.
How do you survive out here?
Basically, by staying on the low, keeping your ear to the concrete and trying to stay out of folks' business, and keeping your eye on the prize. And the prize is obtaining life in the mannerism that we have been promised. And I would say that is through my faith. And, I'm still waiting for my Jesus to come through with my mansion and staying faithful.
So you're a praying man?
Yes, sir. Yeah, most definitely. I believe that anybody is out here at this point in time most definitely has had to have some type of faith, not knowing necessarily what everyone's higher power is, but I'm pretty sure that everyone has had some moments with their maker, creator, higher power, God, or whatever it is, to reach out and get in contact and get in touch with it, thinking of everything that we've been through. But it depends on who you're talking to and where you are to imagine what we have gone through, even with COVID-19, imagining that from the perspective of being in the house and watching it grow and expand and blow up on the news, or just being on the street and not having a clue, and then just turning around and all of a sudden the streets, and it's a ghost town. You're like, where is life? Where's the freeway? Where's everyone at? Where we don't receive the news like everyone else, up to date on the minute by the 30 minute, time period.
How long do you think you're going to be in Venice?
If you let me tell it, I'll be out of here last night, and that's the way I see it. I see it like yesterday, and I don't see myself being here tomorrow. So, I'm not waiting for some mystical, magical sleigh ride to come out of the sky, or Cinderella's pumpkin and wagon to show up. But I do not expect to be in this opportunity tomorrow, but I be where the Lord has me, and let me just assume that it's for a purpose. And the delay in my joy that I look to see with the Lord is there are more folks being saved. So I'll take it as the word says and be of good cheer. Somebody's being saved and not be selfish and think of myself and my personal desires.
What's the nicest thing someone's done for you out here?
Basically, honestly, to tell you the truth, is to seriously listen to me and give me an opportunity to express myself on an even playing field without prejudging or, holding a carrot, a carrot before the cart that would never be there.
And how do they typically treat you out here?
Folks are very well, but it's a community of some folks that are well-to-do off and some folks that are not. And it's amazing, it's something like the song. It's a city with no postcode envy, for everyone meshes together very well. You have folks that shop in Beverly Hills, hanging out with folks that would shop at the swap meet.
Some do treat you with respect.
Yes. I think it's a good mesh of people. And then, we have a very large tourist community that come for winter and summer homes. So, it's like we're constantly having our population, say like at least like about, I would say probably down to like 20% of tourism is a part of the traffic also. So, we have folks from all over, the world here, at any given period of time. So it's really nice. It's a nice blend. It's a place where it's like unlike any other, it's people consistently come to this area to see the people that are here, the art that comes out of them, and to meet, the host of characters that dwells within. It's a very spiritual place. It's been known to have many, many, many spirits for many years.
So what's your typical day like out here?
Well, it's a day filled with hunting and gathering. So you got to get up and get out and get about, but usually that's in the early hours of the morning. Because the early bird will catch the worm around here. You got to get out and see what you can find. Clothing articles, bits and pieces of items. Something that you can MacGyver to find a market for, to trade and barter for something. You can trade for food or other clothing items that you may like, or someone has something that you like, a bicycle or something, and that they really love baseball and they love collector items, and you come across a classic glove or a bat or some signed items for a lot of the folks that are well-to-do are getting up in age, and they throw out items. So you could go down an alleyway and just laying on top of the trash can, a classic baseball sign, that would go for $200 somewhere very easy if you know the right people to work with. So it's kind of a mystical, magical place like that, to where you can find nice items and for free. A pair of tennis shoes that probably was worn one time, and you walk around with brand new tennis shoes, practically some pants that never was worn. The person just decided, I'm just going to throw this out, and maybe a jacket that was worn once. And you're walking around and you're feeling great. You go from one day, just looking like, oh my God, I just fell out of the sky, to the next day it's like, wow, have a great afternoon. And he's like, thank you, Lord, for the fine art and craftsmanship that we're blessed with to view on beautiful days like this that the Lord has made.
What, for folks watching, what type of items could you use out here?
Well, socks are like Christmas. You'll see people light up like a like a light bulb. You bring them socks. Water is valuable. Blankets or a sleeping bag. Tent is like Christmas. Men's articles like pants and T-shirts are very rare. Men rarely clean out their closets or donate to churches or to facilities that do pass out things to homeless folks. And the men's items have been getting better, but they really don't. The ladies do. And you go somewhere and you'd be like, wowee, it's a very large disparity between the women's clothing and what is available for men. So I would say, just more so men items would be desired. But the folks around here do a great job that service. We have folks that bring food daily. We have churches that are opened up and they provide breakfast or coffee and some clothing articles and different things, toiletries and such, to folks like that. That and just some courtesy, some consideration, and creative criticism isn't bad, because some folks still look down upon homeless people and think that folks are lazy, and they care to be in this position to lay on their backs and have their hands out and act like the world owes them something and don't care to get up and to work and earn things. But it's not that easy to get back into society, and the way that prices are for things, and say for example credit to be able to get an apartment or even dream of having a home they're not that accessible as folks think. You need a job and you need to build up credit, and while you get this job you need to be able to come into work well groomed and dressed and on time, and trying to do that from a tent and in the park and secure it and be at work at 8 a.m. is not the easiest thing to do. It is doable, but yet just consider the matter and consider the facts, and just know that there are people that do that get up out here and do have a job and go to work and have themselves presentable as they can be. But I'm sure that they would like to be more presentable, but there are folks that do that to survive out here.
When was the last time you actually worked a full-time job?
I would say it's been about, I had a job while I was out here. So I said it's probably been about 5 years.
Okay. What type of work was that?
It was a car detailing job.
If you could go back in time, if you could go back in time, what would you change?
For myself personally, how I respond to solution opportunities. And
Tell me about that.
to where, say for example, if there was something going on within the household, and how I managed it with, how I managed my anger. And instead of just blowing up in a solution opportunity, to where I could have stepped away, took a walk, spoke in a softer mannerism, and expressed myself in a different manner than the way that I did, it could have prevented one stone or one domino effect that just created another one that just went all the way downhill. And we're here today to where I could have avoided that and dealt with what I was dealing with in a different mannerism, and it would have been much better.
So anger management played a key part in your past.
Yes, most definitely. And in my recovery and going forward, I look at I say solution opportunities for the P word doesn't exist to me, and that's that doesn't exist. If there is a solution opportunity, and how abouts are great. So if we could rework our minds and our mindset and look at life in that mannerism, that would be 2 steps in the right direction for all of us.
If you had 2 wishes, what would they be?
That we could all take a moment and step back and think about common courtesy and add on to brotherly kindness, and that everyone would wake up and realize that we are all family, and that we're actually closer than 33 degrees of separation right now. And we can act like that, and to believe that we could have a world where there is no crime, that people would be content with life, and no one is interested in taking anything away from anyone, for everyone has.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me,
I thank you.
and I wish you the best.
Thank you very much.